Hello, jewelry makers. Today I'm going to redo the bezel for the oval or the rectangular fancy stone. I got a request, so here we are. And I appreciate the feedback. I really do. That was probably like I'm thinking my first jewelry tutorial video, and of course, we all get better with time. Okay, so we're going to need some well, first of all, let me show you. There's a rectangular, and there's a rectangular. I had an oval one done. I might have used it. Okay, but today, the color scheme that I have, I think I'm going to use this crystal rectangular fancy stone. Alright, so we're going to need some 3mm. I'm using the cat's eye glass that we got in the dollar bead box. And we're going to need some 11-O's. And I'm torn between the rose silver line and the silver. Not sure. But I think I'll go ahead and I'm going to use the cobalt blue 15-O's for the face of the bezel. And there is some rose colored ones in here, but I think I'm going to use the silver today. And so we need 15-O's, 11-O's, and some 3mm. You need some fire line, probably about a wingspan. I'm using 8 pounds, and I'm using a size 10 beading needle. Okay. So, and we've got a stop bead on, and I left about 8 inches. 6 to 8 inches will be fine, just enough to sew in. Alright, so we're going to pick up 4 11-O seed beads. Bring those down to your stop bead. You're going to needle up through the one closest to the stop bead and pull. And let's go back down through one bead at a time to reinforce. We're doing it one bead at a time because we're trying to keep the integrity of that right angle weave stitch. Go up through the side there and back through the top one. Alright, pick up a 3mm and 4 11-O seed beads. Bring those down. and you want to needle up through that 11-0 closest to your stop bead. And pull. And make sure you cinch your beads up real close. We don't want to see no line in between. All right, pick up a 3mm in 4 11-0s. Bring them down. Needle up through that first bead closest to the 3mm. And cinch them up real close to one another. Okay, that's what we have. Oops. What is going on here? I went through the side bead right there. See that mistake? I should be then coming out of this top. This is the top bead because it's the one that the stop bead's even with. So I'm gonna go back and fix that. I'll be right back. You won't even know I was gone. Okay, we're back. And this is what we have. And I fixed my little goof. So let's pick up a 3mm and 4 11-0 seed beads. Okay, bring those down. I need to move some things here so I stop getting caught on them. If you feel yourself getting a little knot or a little tangle in your thread, fix it right away. That way it don't get a bigger and cause you a problem. Okay. Now let's take our needle up through that first seed bead closest to the 3mm and pull. And cinch those down real tight, close to, not tight, but close to the beads next to it. There's 3mm. All right, let's pick up another 3mm and another 4 11-0s. This will be the last of this row I do with you together because it's kind of redundant, but I want to make sure you're getting this. Okay, now needle up through that first 11-0 closest to the 3mm. And if this happens, no problem. See how far that is down there? It just slides right up. And slide it up right next to that 3mm. Okay, there we go. And that's what we have so far. So what we need is enough. I got bugs flying in a window. I had to shut it. It was so hot in here earlier. But we need to make enough of these units to go around, all the way around your stone comfortably. Okay? And after you have enough that'll go all the way around, we'll come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, have fun. Okay, we're back. I can't find my awl, so I'll use this clay tool. It's a point. I've got 14 stones, but only 13 units. You're going to have to end with just the 3mm stone or bead, because when we join them, if we put a unit here, there'll be 2 units, and we don't want that. So we've got 13 units, 14 stone, beads, 3mm beads here. Okay, so let's come around and make this a circle. Let me back off a little. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to come around to this side that's got the stop bead and go through that 11-0 seed bead that we already went through. The top 11-0 seed bead of that right angle weave unit by the stop bead and pull. And now we just need to go back through and reinforce our circle. So we're coming through all the beads that we've already gone through. We're following that thread path through. Making sure not to miss any of the beads. And you see how that's, when we go back and reinforce, how that's pulling those stone. I keep wanting to call these stones. Those 3mm beads, that's going to be the face of our bezel. See how that's pulling that to the forefront? If you have to go through one bead at a time to make sure you don't miss any, that's what you're going to do. This is not a competition to see how many beads you can get through at once. If you can, if you happen to go through multiple, that's so good. But if you have to go through every single one, that's good too. Or one at a time, that's just fine. And there's our stop bead. So we'll go through this, and we're going to go through that first 3 millimeter. Okay, and then pull. And that's where we're going to start putting on our second row. Okay, I think I am going to use these rows. You can use the same color 11-Os. These are 11-Os also. But I want you guys to be able to see that, be able to tell that I'm on a different row. Be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, so right here, this row is just peyote. So we're coming out of this 3 millimeter. I believe this is the first one I picked up. We're coming out of that one. We're going to hop over to the next 3 millimeter. Oops. Let's try that again. We're going to hop over to the next 3 millimeter and pull. And that's going to set that 11-O seed bead right up next to the first 11-O seed bead that we had put on. All right, so pick up another 11-O, jump over to the next 3 millimeter. All we're doing here is putting a 11-O seed bead in between those 3 millimeter beads. See them? Pick up another 11-O. We're coming out of this 3 millimeter. We're going to go to the next 3 millimeter and pull. If your this row that we're putting on now, if they move around, try to keep them in place. But when we go back through and put the last row on the front of the bezel, when we put those on, it'll pull them back into place for sure. But try to keep them in place, I guess. Okay, pick up an 11-O and jump over. We're coming out of this 3 millimeter. We're just going to go to the next 3 millimeter and go through and pull. And put that bead right up alongside the last 11-Os. Well, actually, it's the bottom 11-O of that unit. Pick up another 11-0. Go through that next 3mm. I'm going to speed this up. Actually, for time, I'm going to speed up the process because it is pretty repetitive. Pick up an 11-0. Jump over to the next 3mm. Pull. Pick up 11-0. Jump over the next 3mm. I thought I was going to speed up. It's just that when you pull your beads tight together like that, it's hard to get through them. $11. Jump over to the next 3mm. Make sure only to get that 3mm. Ouch. Stuck myself. And pull. Pick up an 11-0. Go through this next 3mm. If I can get in it. Pull. Alright. Finish this row. And then I'll be back to step up and do the next. Okay, we're back. We're coming out of that last 3mm. Right? Here, let me get something you can see better than that needle. Right there. And then there's a 11-0 of this row we just added. Right underneath it, right beside of it. That's where we want to step up into to start our next row. And go right up into that 11-0. Okay? Alright, let me back away a little. Alright. So, we stepped up into there. And pull. Let me move this out of the way so I don't get hung up on it. And then now we want to bring out our 15-0s. And we'll pick up a 15-0. We are coming out of this 11-0 that we just stepped up into. All we want to do, jump over to the next 11-0 in this row. And pull. And we're not pulling real tight yet. I'll let you know when. Pick up a 15-0, jump into the next 11-0 of this row and pull. Pick up a 15-0. We're coming out of this 11-0, jump into this next 11-0 in this row. And pull 15-0. And come out of here, jump into the next 11-0. pull, pick up a 15-0, jump into the next 11-0, pull, pick up a 15-0, jump into the next 11-0 and pull. And you might want to, give it a gentle tug now. Pick up an 11-0 or a 15-0 coming out of this 11-0. Jump over, and like I said, yours, this, the 11-0s, they might be laying on top of this unit, or they could have slid underneath. You might have to search for it and go through that next 11-0. And pull, pick up 15-0, coming out of it here, go into that next 11-0, pull, as you see, as we pull, it's starting to cinch that face right up. Snug. Kind of cinching it in. Pick up a 15-0. Keep your tail thread out of the way. Go through that next 11-0. Pull. Pick up a 15-0. Go through that next 11-0. Pull. Pick up a 15-0. Jump over into that next 11-0. And pull. Pick up a 15-0. Find that next 11-0 and pull. Pick up a 15-0. Jump over into that next 11-0. Pull. We're coming close to the beginning of this row. Jump over into the next 11-0 after you've picked up a 15-0 and pull. And we're coming out of that last 11-0 right here. And that 15-0 is right below it. We want to step up into that 15-0, the first 15-0 we put on. Okay, and pull. Now, I'm trying to decide if, in fact, there's you can see a lot of string through there. I think I'm going to do one more row of 15-ohs to bring it in a little more. So pick up a 15-oh, coming out of this 15-oh, go into the next 15-oh. And this time we really want to give it a good tug. Pick up a 15-oh and go into the next 15-oh and pull, but we don't want to wreck out our piece that we pull so tight. Pick up a 15-oh, find that next 15-oh, and only 15-oh. See, we almost went through that 11-oh also. We don't want to do that. All right, pick up a 15-oh. That one feels a lot bigger than the others. Let me get rid of that one. Let's pick up a 15-oh. And find that next 15-oh. And pull. Now do this all the way around. Meet me back here. And we'll do the next step. Oh, okay. See you in a minute. Okay, we're back. And layer bezel over top, and make sure that your little 15-ohs are going to capture that stone. In other words, that that your stone's not so small that it's going to fall out. Make sure it's going to capture it. If not, you may have to go around with the 15-ohs a couple more rows. Okay. All right. So we're coming out. Well, first of all, I went ahead and stepped up, and you were coming out of your last 15-oh, and it was really close to the one you need to step up in, and then you just step up in that next one. Just to finish off the row, because we are going to work our way back to one of these very tippy top beads on the outer edge. Let's see, we were working out of the bottom bead of or the top, whichever way you see it. But we're going to be working out of the opposite, so we need to get back there. So just work your way. Let's see, we'll go down and go through that. 11-oh. And then we will come through this 11-oh. See, when you pull the string, it pulls it right down in between the beads. So, and hit this side 11-oh. And this top 11 out, and those are the ones we're going to be working out of all the way around. All right, and this is how we're going to make a little. We're going to capture our uh, fancy stone. Okay, so we want to. I guess I'll use this color so you guys can see the difference. So we're going to pick up an 11 0 and go through that next 11 0 in the next unit. Pick up an 11 0, go through the next 11 0 in that very next unit. Pick up an 11 0, go through the 11 0 in the very next unit. 11 0, go through that next 11 0. Pick up an 11 0, go through that next 11 0. Pick up an 11 0. Oops, see, I got hung up there. Go through the 11 0, the next unit. Pick up an 11 0, go through the 11 0, the next unit. Pick up an 11 0, go through the next 11 0 of the next unit. Pick up an 11 0, go through the 11 0 of the next unit, being careful not to get caught up in your tail thread. Pick up an 11 0, go through the 11 0 of the next unit. Ooh, I just put it out of my hand. Rub it up. Get that tangled mess. Look at that knot. Okay. See how that's starting to cup up? I used way too much thread for this little stone, for this little bezel. Alright, pick up an 11 0. Go through the next 11 0. Pick up an 11 0. Go through the next 11 0. And pick up the 11 0. Go through that last 11 0. Alright, now we're going to put our stone in. Oh, wait. let's see, my tail thread. Let me take the stop bead off and feed it through to the front so I can deal with it later. Sew it in later. There we go. And so, pull that again. Sorry, my nose is just running away. Okay. We'll put our stone in. Making sure it's, see with the beads here, the 3mm, I want that orange and white on the top and the bottom, so put it there. Now, when we reinforce, when we go around and reinforce, this is going to draw it a lot tighter around our stone. So let's do that now. Making sure to get every... Wait a second. We don't want to go through all. We want to just go through the 11 O's, actually, I think, is what's going to draw it tight. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Next 11 O that we just added. There's not a whole lot of difference in the colors. I apologize. I guess I should have realized. Since it's silver lined, it's pretty close to silver. And see how it's drawing that stone, or that bezel around that stone. Alright, so continue doing this, and meet me back here, and we'll look at our bezel. Okay, and let's go around and tie off. Let me show you how to tie some half hitch knots. Go underneath the thread bridge, catch your thread bridge, and then pull until you form that loop. Needle through that loop, and pull the knot. And then you want to come through a couple beads. Alright, and then catch another thread bridge. See that? Pull, and form your loop. Go needle through that loop and pull, and then go through a couple beads. Go underneath your thread bridge, pull, needle through the loop, and I want to make sure where I'm at. There we go. And pull down and go through a couple of beads. Do this, I don't know, all the way around, or however far you think to make it secure. Since it's not, um, you know, going to be a bracelet or, like in a bracelet when you're tying off. I mean, that sucker's getting a lot of wear and tear. But this bezel, maybe not so much. But just to be on the safe side, I'd go, most of the way around at least, and tie half-hitch knots, and cut your thread and burn it. Burn the end, and then sew in your tail thread, and then come back and we will look at our bezels. And here we go. There's a fast, simple, easy bezel that takes not a lot of time, not a lot of beads, and it's very versatile. Um, you can take this and add it to any piece of jewelry and have a beautiful finished product. Keep your eyes open for part 2. In part 2, we will make a piece of jewelry out of this bezeled stone. It could be a ring. It may be a ring, possibly, or a bracelet. So keep your eyes open. That should be coming within the week. All right. Everybody have a great day, and thanks for watching.